when you hold him, grab him from behind. Oh, baby, you're such a pretty thing. I can't wait to introduce you to the other members of my gang. You don't need no wax job, you're smooth enough for me. If you need your oil change, I'll do it for you free. Oh, baby, the pleasure be all mine. If you let me drive your pickup truck and park it where the sun don't shine. Every time he touches you, his hair stands up on end. His legs begin to quiver and his mind begins to bend. Oh, baby, you're such a tasty treat. But I'm under doctor's orders, I'm afraid to overeat. He loves your sense of humor, disposition too. There's absolutely nothing that he don't love about you. Oh, baby, I'm on my hands and knees. Life would be so simple if I only had a you to please. Oh, baby, turn around and say goodbye. You're going to the airport now, and I'm going home and cry.
He loves your electric dumplings. He loves your red bell peppers. He loves your fuel injection. He loves your service charge. He loves your 5-speed gearbox. He loves your long endurance. He loves your quest for junk food. He loves your big refrigerator. He loves your trembling wheel brake. He loves your marble earrings. He loves your puppy curtains. He loves your power steering. He loves your bottled water. He loves your parts and service. Dirty world, it's a dirty world.
That's the Travelling Wilburys, of course, Dirty Old World. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme this morning is 08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. And the text messaging service, if you want to indeed exercise your finger, is 81771. Some messages already. Please play You Can't Do That. It's great. Oh, that's from Henry McCulley, who was in yesterday. I'll play something else by him. And the person says, I have a signed copy of Gerry's book, that'll be me, called Surviving in Stoke City. What's it worth? Thousands? No, it's not. It's not worth very much, to be honest with you. And Michelle writes to me and says, I've told you before that my husband and I are in a mixed marriage. For 20 years, we've never had any problems, except on St. Patrick's Day when I tried to drag my husband out to the pub with me. He insists, no, that's your day. No, that's your day. I insist, no. St. Patrick brought Christianity to Ireland for everyone. And that's how the row started, Your Honour. Last year, I finally managed to talk him into going out to the pub with me. He ordered a pint of Guinness. Within seconds, he said, right, that's it, I'm out of here, never again. To this day, I'm still trying to convince him that it was actually a shamrock the barman had drawn on the frothy head. And no, I'm not going to explain that.
It's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. It's a long, long way, and I've been there before. You probably won't take no advice from me. I never took none myself, you see. It's just when you get older, you like to pass them on, but nobody nobody's listening. And it's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. It's a long, long way, and I've been there before. Why do we make the same mistakes year after year, tear after tear? And just when we've learned a lesson or two, it's the time when our life's almost through. And it's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. It's a long, long way, and I've been there before. I ain't trying to be no saint, shoot, I ain't even often right, but I'm still here, fighting that good old fight. So the only thing I'll say, don't give up on your dreams, or they will give up on you. And it's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. It's a long, long way, and I've been there before. Thanks for taking time to listen to an old man. Your time is a valuable thing, and I ain't trying to preach, I'm only passing by. And I hope you like the song that I sing. And it's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. It's a long, long way, and I've been there before. And it's a long, long way, 'cause I've been there before. And I don't think I'm going there no more.
That's C6 Steve, known in this programme as Sick Bag Willie, and that's a long, long way. There we are, a little report about the band we had in last week. A bunch of girls, 5 girls, lovely girls actually, if I may quote Father Ted, from Canada, Newfoundland to be exact. Ashland they were in here last Friday, and a gentleman says he went to see them in Derry on Wednesday night, and they were absolutely brilliant. They will go places, as indeed they will. And the Great Northern Songbook is due to open today, you know about that, but Ralph McLean, I'll be talking to Ralph about that later. And also, before I forget, Brian Houston is in the Grand Opera House tonight. Go along and see him. He's launched his new album and he's doing great things. There's a gentleman on the line. Hello, Colin, is it? Hello? Is Colin there? Hello? Hello? He's not there, no. Where would he be? Anyway, I'll get him later. One of those things.
I'd play the Red River Valley. He'd sit in the kitchen and cry, run his fingers through 70 years of living, and wonder, Lord, has every well I drilled gone dry? We were friends, me and this old man, desperados waiting for a train. Like desperados waiting for a train. He's a drifter and a driller of oil wells, an old school man of the world. Taught me how to drive his car when he's too drunk to. And he'd wink and give me money for the girls. and our lives was like some old western movie. Desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. From the time that I could walk, he'd take me with him to a bar called the Green Frog Cafe. And there were old men with beer guts and dominoes, lying about their lives while they played. I was just a kid, they all called me sidekick. Desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. One day I looked up and he's pushing 80. There's brown tobacco stains all down his chin. And to me he's one of the heroes of this country. Why is he all dressed up like them old men? Drinking beer, playing moon at 42. Desperados waiting for a train, like desperados waiting for a train. The day before he died, I went to see him. I was grown and he was almost gone. So we closed our eyes and dreamed us up a kitchen and sang another verse in that old song. Come on, Jack, that son of a bitch is coming. Desperados waiting for a train, desperados waiting for a train, desperados waiting for a train, desperados waiting for a train.
There's a man who thinks I'm sick because I'm playing good music. Well, that's Willie Dust, of course. That's a song called Desperados Waiting on a Train from an album by, well, it's a tribute album to Guy Clark. It's called This One's For Him. Various artists, 2 CDs, well worth it. Please play some Dropkick Murphys for St. Patrick's Day. No, I can't do that, no. No, there's no need for that. Now, please stop asking for Dropkick Murphys. And would you please play You Can't Do That? It's great. Yes, I will, actually. I'm going to do that. And it's Mother's Day, of course, St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, Mother's Day on Sunday. Oh, the excitement of it all. Happy Mother's Day to Mary Owens. I don't know if it's Mary, M-A-R-R-Y. Probably M-A-R-I-E. Sorry about that. I keep getting people's names wrong. Happy Mother's Day to Mary Owens from Belfast, from her daughter Noreen, and all the Owens family. Hope you're feeling better soon. This is Henry McCullough from his new Beatles album, which can't be got yet. This is called You Can't Do That.
Something to tell you, cause you pain. If I catch you talking to that man again, I'm gonna let you down, leave you flat. I told you before, yeah, can't do that. First time I caught you talking to him, do I have
That's Henry McCullough. That's a song called You Can't Do That from the Old Beatles. I have to be very careful when I say the Old Beatles because people get annoyed. Well, they are the Old Beatles. There's only two of them left. It's a shame. I was talking to Henry about that the other day, yesterday actually. That's from his new album, which is called Shabby Road, with great title. And it's a number of covers, Beatles covers. So I haven't got that. I have got it yet, but it's not available, so people can't buy it yet. But it will be soon. I think it's really great. Right. St. Patrick's Day is coming up on Sunday. And when you think about tomorrow. When you think about St. Patrick's Day, you automatically think in New York, of course. There's a programme on television. It's called The Irish New Yorkers. It's on TG4. And a gentleman from New York is going to tell me about it, Colin Broderick. Good morning, Colin.
Good morning, Gerry.
Colin, where are you from? Are you from Northern Ireland?
I am. I'm from Tyrone, 6 Mile Cross, Altamuskin to be precise.
All right. New York's a bit of a change from that.
It is a little bit of a change. I lived back there 3 years ago again. I was back in a little cottage up in Formas for about a year.
I hope you're not one of those guys that can't come back. I don't expect you to answer that.
I tried it for 10 months. I don't know if I'll be going back again.
Now, the St. Patrick's Day parade, of course, is a huge thing. Do you avoid it? Most Irish people in New York tend to avoid that. It's only people who come.
I am avoiding. I'm boycotting the parade now at the moment.
Well, not for any particular reason, but it's just it's kind of weird, isn't it? And a lot of people think that New York is completely taken over by the St. Patrick's Day parade, but it's not really. It's just one street, isn't it?
Well, the whole east side of the city does get sort of taken over by the whole thing. It's an enormous event.
What's it like to live in New York as an Irishman? I mean, how long? Why did you go there?
Why did I go there? Because I left home when I was 18. I lived in London for 2 years, and I didn't really feel like very at home over there. Mm-hmm. So all the big money at that stage was, people were talking about all the big money to be made was in New York, and that's where all the beautiful girls were.
Oh, well, that should not be a factor, of course. You should be only concerned about viable employment.
It just seemed like everybody was having more fun over here at the time.
Well, you see, this is the illusion that we have, and it's not an illusion at all. It's what's called a fact. People do have more fun.
I don't know if they have more fun, but what was nice was the weather was an enormous change. I love the heat. I don't think I ever climatized properly at home in Ireland.
Well, anyone who's been in New York in August will realise that the last thing you can do is breathe. The humidity is such.
I love it. It can't get hot enough for me. I think that's one of the reasons I love it here. It doesn't matter how hot it gets. I'm always comfortable. One
of the things that people used to do when they went to New York, they used to always hang around with people from their own country. Do you still do that? Do you do that, or have you got a wide circle of friends?
Well, I do sort of.
No, you don't. No, I can tell by your hesitation. You're hanging around with boys from Tyrone, don't you?
I do not know. I actually don't.
I remember it used to be very. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be. I mean, years ago. I mean, I first went to America also a long time ago, and I would meet people who were living in New York, Irish people, and I remember talking to this guy who was from Gerry actually, and I knew him. He was a friend of mine. Well, I'd known him at school and stuff like that, so I met him when I was over there and having, how are you? They come home and have a drink. So I went and have a drink, and I was talking to him, and I said, "What's it like to live here?" And he said, "Oh, it's fantastic." He says, "You mentioned yourself. The women here, they're fantastic. They're lovely." I said, "Yeah, I've seen a few of them." He says, "I've been out with girls from everywhere." And I said, well, I was thinking, really? Well, from where? He said, "I've been out with girls from Cavan, Tyrone, Longford, Dublin." I thought he was going to say, the Caribbean,
when I first
Russia.
came over, I lived in Woodlawn, which is the Irish enclave up in the Bronx.
Uh-huh.
And really, when I first landed, that's where I landed, and it was more Irish than Ireland. It was almost like I had gone back in time. It was, I would say, Ireland was more progressive at the time than Woodlawn was, and I felt very stifled in Woodlawn. And after about 2 years, I moved to San Francisco because I thought this was all that the New York Irish community had to offer. Mm-hmm. So I went to the West Coast, and I lived in San Francisco for a year.
Now, there's a city. San Francisco's lovely. I
beautiful, very, very nice. And
I'd give me San Francisco anytime. I wouldn't.
And
I wouldn't thank you for New York. I don't like New York. It's too intense. It's too bad for you.
Really?
You always get the feeling that somebody's going to kill you. Now, you always get the feeling in New York something's going to happen to you.
I have the exact opposite feeling. I actually was back home in Ireland living for 10 months, and I get very nervous walking outside in the dark and quiet at night. I live in Manhattan, and I leave my doors and my windows open all the time.
You're also an author.
I am an author.
Tell me about what have you written?
Well, I quit drinking about 5 years ago.
Were you a big drinker?
I was a big...
Was it a problem?
I was a big drinker.
Yes.
And basically, I rode it out till the end until they made me stop.
Right.
And then I was working construction here for many years and trying to become a writer. So basically, what happened was about 5 years ago, I quit drinking and started writing seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a memoir called Orangutan.
I read it. It was very, very good. That's
Did you really, Gerry?
Yes, that's why I haven't told you I've read it, but that's why I wanted to talk to you today. It's very, very good. I enjoyed it tremendously. Are you writing anything else?
I finished a new memoir called That's That. Random House is publishing that next year.
Oh, good man. Well, listen, you won't be having a drink then tomorrow. Am I right in assuming this?
I don't know about that yet. No, tomorrow's.
You're not that bad that you can't have a wee tipper. Are you not one of those guys that can't take anything at all?
What's that?
Are you one of those guys that can't even take a bottle of beer because you're away?
I can't do it, Gerry.
But you know what they say?
A bottle of beer. Absolutely not. No.
My uncle
every which way.
My uncle used to say that one drink only annoys you.
Only annoys me. I never had one drink.
Nobody understands that. People don't know. Irish people understand that. I've said that to people in America, and I've said this to people in England. You know, if somebody would say, "Listen, let's go in for a drink," and I said, "No, I don't want a drink." Do you know the way people go in and have a beer? And I said, I can't go in and have one drink because one drink only annoys you. And they said, what do you mean?
And I feel good about the way I drank hard and I enjoyed it, and I'm lucky I survived it, and now I get to do everything else I was supposed to be doing.
All right then.
All those years. I just want to say it's a real honor to talk to you. When I was back home in Ireland, you were like one of the what I looked forward to every day.
Oh, well,
it really kept me going when I was back there.
That's very nice of you. I'm not used to praise of any kind. I've learned to live without it.
I had a friend up there you might know, Martin McKenna.
Yes, indeed, yes. Yes. Well, listen, what are you going to do on Patrick's Day then if you're going to avoid the hordes, the green hordes?
I am probably going to stay at home.
Ah, pussy.
That's what the professional drinkers always did, was avoid...
away from the nub of temptation.
Away from the nub of temptation.
Well, Colin,
it's a very... Even when I was drinking, St. Patrick's Day is not a day you want to be out and about.
Absolutely not.
Because all of a sudden, all the amateurs are Irish for a day.
I remember my mother was in... it was my aunt, sorry. She was on St. Patrick's Day in New York, and I was with her. And she was looking. We were in this place, and there was this guy sitting beside her, and he was a black guy, and he was wearing a hat, and he started to cry because somebody sang "Danny Boy," and she said, "What are you crying about?" Anyway, good luck to you. And where can people get your book, Colin? Can you get it? Is it on the internet or anything?
Is for sale on Amazon.
Yeah.
They can also look me up at www.colinbroderick.com or on Facebook at Orangutan the Book.
Right. Well, I recommend it highly. Colin, happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Gerry, thank you very much. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too.
Okay. See you later.
Really appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Really appreciate the call.
Bye.
Bye now.
on 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock with Sabrina Sweeney. The Regional Development Minister, Danny Kennedy, said he will not contest the leadership of the Ulster Unionist Party. His decision means that the South Down MLA John McAllister and the Strangford MLA Mike Nesbitt are the only two candidates for the post. Nominations for the leadership contest close at 5 o'clock today. Speaking at Stormont, Mr Kennedy said he had not made any deals with the other candidates and that he'd had enough signatures to put forward a nomination.
I feel strongly, having considered it carefully, that a divisive leadership election at any point now for the Ulster Unionist Party would not be in the best interest of the party. And on that basis, I'm not going to be submitting my nomination as party leader.
It's emerged that a 77-year-old man who died on a trolley in the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast had been there for at least 20 hours. The death is the subject of an inquiry. Dr Tony Stevens of the Belfast Health Trust has confirmed that police had to be sent to inform the man's widow of his death because staff at the hospital lost her phone number.
At a key moment when the staff needed the number, they didn't have it. The staff acted, I think, in a responsible way by saying they had to get in touch as quickly as possible, and they chose to contact the police, but they didn't have the number at that key moment. It is basic, and again, one of the things that we would wish to apologise for.
2 men have been arrested as part of an investigation into terrorism and criminality in East Belfast. A 42-year-old man was arrested in South Belfast last night and a 49-year-old was detained in East Belfast this morning. A number of items were seized and have been sent for forensic examination. A 41-year-old man arrested yesterday is still being questioned. The Archbishop of Canterbury, Dr Rowan Williams, is to step down at the end of December after 10 years in the role. Dr Williams, who's 61, will take up a new post at Cambridge University. He said being Archbishop had been an enormous privilege, but it was a job of immense demands. Well, time to get the sport now with Denise Watson.
Ireland's cricketers are playing the USA in their ICC World 2020 qualification match. They won the toss and elected to bat, and a short time ago were 84 for 3 off 12 overs. Gaelic football and Stephen Kernan will not play for Crossmaglen in tomorrow's All-Ireland Club final. His final bid to have his 4-week ban lifted has been unsuccessful. Michael Hoey and Gareth Mabin are at the Andalusian Open Golf. Mabin is currently 2 under for the event after 13 holes of his second round. Hoey starts shortly and is just 5 shots behind leader Matteo Manissaro. Manchester City and Manchester United's only chance of a trophy this season will be the Premier League. They both crashed out of the Europa League last night. And Jenson Button was quickest overall in the first 2 practice sessions ahead of this weekend's season opening Grand Prix in Melbourne.
And now to the weather forecast with Cecilia Daly.
The cloudy damp weather will linger in eastern and southern counties until well into the afternoon, with a few short bursts of rain likely. Western areas will gradually become drier and brighter, with sunny spells to end the day. Southwest winds will continue to ease and afternoon temperatures will be around 10 Celsius. Mostly dry tonight with clear spells and chilly with lows of 2 or 3 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In County Tyrone, the Moor Road in Cullisland is closed for resurfacing between the Ballinakilly Road and Anaher Road until 6 o'clock today. A diversion is in place via the Dungannon Road, Lineside and Stewartstown Road. In Maherafelt, the Desert Martin Road is closed between Mullaboy Hill and Tobermore Road until Sunday. And in Newtonards, roadworks continue on the A21 Comber Road at Blenheim Drive, so motorists can expect delays travelling between Comber and Newtonards. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
Thank you. Welcome back. Wendy's here. What's on today, Wendy?
A bit of a 2-horse race, it turns out. Nothing to do with Cheltenham, although we'll come to that in a minute. So, Ulster Unionist Leadership Contest. John McAllister, who wants to go into opposition, and Mike Nesbitt, who's in the business of power, he told us yesterday. So we'll be talking about that.
I enjoy it when people interview Mike Nesbitt, because he used to do that himself. You do the same before.
The interviewer interviewed.
He just looks at them as if, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, it would be quite nice, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Have you ever worn spotty tights?
Not recently, no.
No, not recently?
No.
Not even Dalmatian spots?
No.
Well, Ulster Unionist Joanne Dobson did yesterday.
Did she?
Yeah, we're wondering, is it ever a good look?
How do you know?
There's a picture of her in the paper.
All right.
She looks like Glenn Close could take her for a spin round the park.
Oh dear.
Anyway, we're also wondering, would you like St Patrick's Day off? Should it be a proper public holiday? But some people get it off at the minute, some don't. Some schools are open, some are closed, some have a half day. Nobody knows what's going on. And Nigel Dodds thinks we should just all have a day off. Is he right?
He's right, yeah.
I think he's right. Yep.
It doesn't apply tomorrow, of course, because everybody's off. Well, most people are off anyway.
Yeah.
But of course it should be a holiday, yeah. Why not?
I agree. And who is your favourite animated character? Did you know Paddington Bear has been named as the world's best ever?
A tall top cat.
I'm with you on that.
He was the best.
Or maybe Bagpuss or
no,
Morph. Somebody says
Deputy Dog.
I like Deputy Dog too. And
me actually. I'm an animated.
You are, yeah. I like you animated.
Thank you very
much. You're more animated when you're animated than you are when you're.
Thank you.
Anyhow, we'll be live from Cheltenham as well. Gold Cup Day. So,
all right,
thank you, sir. Have a nice St Patrick's Day. Doing anything special?
No. Waving the shamrock at whoever will look.
Oh, I'm not sure I like that idea.
William Butler Yeats in jeans got up to play guitar and sing in some joint in Mission Beach last night. And at the door sat Tom Waits in a pork pie hat and silver skates, and he's juggling 3 collection plates. Jesus Christ. Townes Van Zandt standing at the bar, skinning a Hollywood movie star, and he can't remember where he parked his car or to whom he lost the keys. But he's full of angst and hillbilly haiku. What's a poor Fort Worth boy to do? Go on, rhyme something for a man. Tell him how you really feel. Well, there ain't no money in poetry. That's what keeps a poet free. I've had all the freedom I can stand. You got your cold dog soup and rainbow pie. It's all it takes to get me by. Fool my belly till the day I die. Cold dog soup and rainbow pie. Ginsberg and Kerouac, shooting dice and playing Ramblin' Jack's guitar with the cowboy painting pickguard on it. Well, they sat in the back and they drank for free. They rhymed orange with Rosalie. Now there's a pride of lines to draw to. There ain't no money in poetry. That's what sets the poet free. I've had all the freedom I can stand. It's cold dog soup and rainbow pie. It's all it takes to get me by. Fool my belly till the day I die. Cold dog soup and rainbow pie. There ain't no money in poetry. That's what sets the poet free. I've had all the freedom I can stand. And it's cold dog soup and rainbow pie. It's all it takes to get me by. Fool my belly till the day I die. Cold dog soup and rainbow pie.
A hell of a walk. What's a girl like you? My sign is enough small talk. This joint's too loud and crowded, I can tell you agree. So I'm gonna take you home and make you like me. No, come here a minute. Didn't you ever get the feeling like you're stuck on something at first sight?
Not really.
Like you're warm all over what the Germans call Gemütlichkeit.
Nein.
You're a hot little chickie, I'm a handsome stud. You do the biology. Now I'm gonna take you home and make you like me. Yeah, I'm gonna take you far from here, out of the valley of the shadow of beer, and up to a higher place where you belong. So sail away in my SUV and get closer to the real me, and you'll see your first impression go so
wrong. Your routine's all rusty. It's not working, trust me. In fact, you disgust me, you drunk hillbilly. I just smiled in passing. Now stop your harassing and finally one last thing.
No, don't say it. I couldn't stand to see
Then
you.
sit down.
Well, you know you're the cutest little thing that's walked in here.
Oh, that's original.
Hey, Joe, here's a $20 bill. Give the little lady anything.
Hey, what's that there on your left hand?
Oh, well, that's an old war medal, if you must know. Now, listen, you probably don't realize I'm a big, important fella.
You're a big, important something.
I'm down here from Chicago and Warner Brothers Division.
Oh, do they know about this? You might want
for
to...
new country talent.
The authority.
And I think you got just the look we're looking for.
Yeah, so does every other girl in this bar,
Just
no
take my
doubt.
business card here in case you...
That's
hold on,
all
let
right.
Me,
I won't...
Oh, son of a bitch. Hold on, let me see. Car key, credit card.
You are a
my house key, my... Hey, here's a duplicate house key. Now,
Oh, really?
You just hold on to that in case it ever comes in.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to
Come on,
need
just
it.
put it in your
You might
pocket,
want to
you
hold
know.
on to
Come
it
on,
in
take
case
it,
you get
take it, take
you,
it, take
I
it,
don't
take it.
your
I'm gonna take
routine's
you
all
home,
rusty.
little honey.
It's
I'm
not
gonna take
working,
you.
trust me.
Bartender,
In
where's the
fact,
tab? I want to
you
settle
disgust
up now.
me.
You stay
You've
right
got
here.
some
I'm gonna
hussy.
bomb
You
it.
don't
You're gonna love my great
recognize
big
me.
neck.
You
I'm gonna
better
take
get
you home.
Fast-talking, slow-thinking, gin-guzzling hound dog. You are so drunk, you have forgotten that we's married.
Really? Oh. Well, in that case, I'd better take her home and make it like me.
That's Robbie Fulks, and that's a song "I'm Gonna Make You Love You." And before that was a song called "Cold Dog Soup" by James McMurtry. Some music coming up in a moment now from Southern, 50% of Southern, but we'll explain that later. Happy birthday tomorrow to Colin McGee from Newry, from his sister Joy. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. And I have to say congratulations to Ballymacash Primary School, who won their section of the choir this year. There we go. Gerry, have you heard Freddie White's version of Desperados, Waiting on a Train, recorded live in 1979? In my opinion, the best. You'll probably say you have anyway, because you always do. As a matter of fact, I haven't. And I would not lie about a thing like that. Could you please play something from Chain Hooley, a great Irish traditional band from County Tyrone? I'm not sure I like the sound of that. And could you wish Teresa Doherty from Kirkcudbright a happy 65th birthday today? Have a great time tonight. That's from Auntie Bridie. And please play another track from William Shatner. I don't think there's any need for that. And please play Bright Blue Rose by Donna Taggart on the show today. I will, of course. No, I haven't. No, I can't do that because I haven't got it with me. I might have, though. I'll have a look. I think I have. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to play. I've been asked to play a track from an album which I have rediscovered by a fella called Sean Mullins. It's called Soul's Core. John wants to hear Ballad of Billy Joe McKay. This is brilliant. I love it deeply.
My name's Billy Joe McKay. Just turned 16 yesterday. I'm gonna get the nerve one day to get out of here. My mom passed on 3 years ago. They said it was cancer and it took her slow. Ever since then I've been saying no to my daddy and my tears. If you come down our road, you gotta watch the bump. Right there across from the garbage dump. You can find me out back, jumping on the trampoline. And in the springtime we'll be skipping school. We'll sneak off to the Cantrell swimming pool. Man, you just can't get much cooler than me and my friend Darlene. My granddaddy's hands are worn from 50 years of growing corn back behind the house where I was born before he had to sell. My cousin Eddie, he got shot in a Walmart parking lot. This little town's changed a lot. He said it hurt like hell. My name's Billy Joe McKay. It's a hot Mississippi summer Saturday. Daddy's on the front porch with Uncle Dave drinking Dixie beer. 16 years of being bored. Windows open, forget the door. Hope there's some gas in the old man's Ford, 'cause I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Ooh, I'm out of here. Hey. Ooh, I'm out of here. Hey. Said I'm out of here. Maybe I'll go down to Biloxi, maybe to New Orleans, maybe to Hotlanta.
That's Billy Joe McKay. That's from Sean Mullins, an album called Soul's Core. Soulscore. Tom Sullivan is here. Morning, Tom.
Hello. Morning.
You're indeed involved in a group called Sullivan, which is you and Lucy.
Yeah.
But Lucy's not here today because she is ill.
Yeah, she was up all night because she was sick.
I was up all night too. Nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, but, that's how musicians are,
Has she got the flu, I believe?
Yeah, sore throat. So.
Well, but you can manage extremely well on your own. Thank you for coming in.
Thank
you.
you.
You were in here before, but you've been doing all kinds of stuff since that. Tell me what you've been doing.
Well, since January, we were in Liverpool in a studio called Park Street Studios, and it's where bands like Coldplay and Genesis and Elbow, just to name a few, have recorded, and we did 3 tracks there, and we're not too sure if they're going to be part of the EP yet, but they sound really good, and we're getting them mixed and mastered at the minute. And then so I took those demos to Nashville. I went to Nashville last week for just over a week and played 2 showcases, one in the Bluebird Cafe and another in a place called Dan McGuinness's, and it couldn't have gone better. It was one of the best trips I've ever had so far.
It's all right playing the Bluebird Cafe, isn't it?
It was brilliant. It was really good.
I was lucky enough to be there once. It's great. Well, how do you get to do a thing like that? Do you just show up and say, "Let me sing, mister"? How does it work?
No, well, when I was 16, I won a busking competition, which got me into the Belfast Nashville Festival, and then I've showcased in the Belfast Nashville Festival every year. And this year they asked me to. Every year they take over 3 to 5 artists to showcase in Nashville, and to connect and network with industry people. So this year they took me along with 4 other songwriters, so I was very lucky. But
did you connect and network?
Yeah, we went to several industry meetings and personally spoke to A-list publishers and record labels and managers, and also met just tons of amazing songwriters, and that led one of them led to me becoming quite friendly with one of the songwriters, a woman called Pam Rose.
Yeah,
and she's toured with people like Tommy Emmanuel, who's one of my heroes, plays guitar, and Emmylou Harris, and
you're getting in with the big boys.
Yeah, so I've got into a really good community of songwriters, and I think we're going to be going back very soon.
That's the good part is meeting all those singer-songwriters, but I'm not quite sure about the good part being meeting all the industry people.
Yeah.
Do you find it hard to talk to them? I couldn't talk to them.
No, I thought I was pretty good at it.
Were you?
Yeah.
Hustling, were you? Were you hustling?
Yeah. Well, it's just,
Well, you're not much older than 16 now, really. What age are you now?
Wise up. I'm nearly 21.
Oh, ancient. And Lucy, what's Lucy? What's it? 19?
She just turned 19. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the two of you. Well, was she with you?
No, she couldn't come, unfortunately. Lucy's still in school, but the Pan Arts are the people who do the Belfast Nashville Festival. Could only afford to bring over like solo songwriters, so I went on our behalf and promoted our band, and it was a really good opportunity.
It's like being a sales rep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, we'll chat a wee bit more later. Do you want to do something for us and tell us what it is?
Yeah. This is a track called People Said, and it's co-written by myself and my sister Lucy. So.
Yeah.
Too long to see your face as you were the last embrace. People said it happened. People said it happened. Ooh, I'll get your money at the right door. I'll get you back home. You will sit down. There's so much emotion in this short. This wasn't mine. This wasn't turn taking time. For every foe to come to your back and go. This wasn't mine. This wasn't turn taking time. For every fall to come to your back and go. People said it happened. People said it happened. Get your money at the right door. I'll get you back home. You will sit down. There's so much emotion in this short. There's so much emotion in this short. 'Cause I remember. Oh. I remember.
That's really good. That's great. Thank you. Excellent. Now, as I say in X Factor, your backstory is extraordinary because you mentioned earlier on about busking. You were actually discovered when you were busking, weren't you?
Yeah.
Tell me that story again. I love that story. You just where were you busking?
When I think I was 17 and Lucy was 15. We were playing just outside Victoria Square, and a company from Los Angeles just heard one of the songs and really liked it and came over and said, "Take my card." And then I was like, all right, okay, because you don't know whether it's going to be, legit or not. And
That's right.
So I kept in touch with them over the next 4 months, and they sent over loads of their products. They're a big company over in LA that distribute all over the world for studios and things. And so I did like bits and pieces for them in my bedroom using their software. And
did they bring you? They brought you over there. They brought you over there.
Yeah, they flew us over to Los Angeles to do an advert for one of their microphones. So we got that was the kind of start of our career.
See, it doesn't help at all, apart from your talent. I mean, you and Lucy, you're attractive-looking people. So that probably helped it as well.
Sorry, you're beautiful.
Oh, gee, thanks. I never get a compliment, You're the first one. No, but that doesn't do any harm these days, of course, because the way music is now, you have to look the part.
Yeah.
There's a fella bus, because he's probably taken over your slot in Victoria Place. There's a guy there with a real... he's been busking a long time, and he's only a young guy. He's very dark, spiky hair. I always stand and listen to him because he's great, and he just keeps going, and he's roaring out of him, and he must be there for hours and hours a day. And his voice has got to the stage where it's like a rusty old nail or something.
Is he a tall guy?
Yes, he is. Do you know the guy I'm talking about?
I think it's Chris Henry.
I was thinking of getting him in here sometime.
Yeah,
you're the first busker we've had in here.
Well, when I see him, I'll pass on your email.
Yes, tell him. And next time I'm over, I might be over today. I might bone him today. Well, so tell me what you're doing now. Are you and Lucy doing gigs or what? Or what are you up to?
At the minute, Lucy's got another month left of school, and we have a new drummer playing with us, Gerry Morgan, and he's come on board, and I've just come back from Nashville, and then I think we're going to go on a UK tour at the end of March through to the end of the first week of April, and I've got a concert in Belfast on the 31st of March with a girl called Gabrielle Applin. She's on tour with an artist called Gautier.
Oh, Mary Gautier.
Yeah, I'm supporting her on the 31st. I think the place is called Andraha or something. It's a community centre.
Oh, I have no idea.
All right, but
Andrea, what is it? Andrea?
Yeah. But if you go, if you look that up on Facebook, it's Red Roof Promotions. So that's going to be a good gig.
Get Lynette Faye in here to tell us where that is.
We're just we've got a lot of interest in London and LA, and after Nashville, we've met a lot of people as well. So we're just finding out what we want. We're planning this year and just basically getting the songs together, and we're making music videos and stuff at the minute. So we're just getting the product together, and then we're going to start making like a year plan, and maybe sign to a record label or a publisher. We haven't fully decided yet, so there's a lot in the pipeline at the minute.
It's all happening for you. I'll tell you. Do you know why I'm glad about this? Because I'm not mentioning no names now. And I'm mentioning any names, sorry. I'm mentioning no names. But I sometimes feel as if the wrong people get pushed forward. I sometimes feel that in Northern Ireland. There's lots of artists and there's lots of people like yourself and you don't hear about them. But the guys you hear about are the ones that I don't think are particularly good. And I don't know why this happens. I think the wrong people have been pushed forward. I think it's because of their personalities. It's nothing to do with their talent. So they're able to bend to people's ears and then suddenly, oh, he's good. And they don't know if they're not good at all. So it's good for you.
Thanks very much, Gerry. I appreciate that.
Will you do another one for us?
Yeah.
And maybe do another two, please.
Okay.
I told you before, if I was asking you to do three, if I only asked you to do two, I wouldn't think you'd be any good.
This song is
take your time, tune it, no problem.
One that we did in Park Street Studios in Liverpool, and you guys should probably hear 2 tracks. I think we're going to release 2 of the demos with 2 music videos sometime in the next month and a half. And this is going to be one of the tracks.
Okay, take your time tuning, there's no hurry. There's nothing worse than not tuning properly because you think you have to do it fast and then it breaks your heart and you're singing it. Off you go.
Okay, so this is called Close Eyes.
All right.
Close my eyes and I breathe in all, and I close my eyes and I breathe in all of your colors. And I close my eyes and I breathe in all of your, and I close my eyes and I breathe in all of your colors.
That's Tom Sullivan. 50% of Southern. Of course, you're a band. You're a band. Are you going to continue as a band?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
You wouldn't think of going out on your own or anything? Or with as a duo? You just feel as if you can make it as a band?
Yeah, I think, well, obviously Lucy's been in school for obviously for like 6 years or something, and she's got another month or so. So the last year's been pretty tough for her to finish all her coursework and have to be in like a demanding there's a lot of demanding situations that we've had as a band, to like have to travel here or be there and come and do this and have to miss school and stuff. So we have to kind of compromise a lot of the time, and I have done a lot of stuff on my own due to that. It's been going great, just because I can just jump on a bus, I can jump on a plane with my acoustic guitar, and that's been fine. So once she's finished, we can
she'll be free as a bird.
Yeah.
So the time you were in Nashville, did you meet anybody that you were really impressed by? Singer, songwriter, whatever? Anybody?
Well,
that
we played in a an Irish pub called Dan McGuinness's on I think it was the Wednesday of the week. I can't remember what date that was, but there was one woman called Pam Rose who was on stage with two of the songwriters that we travelled over with. And I just, as soon as I heard her, I just thought like we would work really well together. So I don't know what it was about her, but so anyway, after she came off stage, I went over to her and I said, you know, we'd be really. I just had this feeling we'd be really good together.
Yeah, right.
So she turned around with just had a guitar in her hand, and she was like, and I was like, so I heard you tour with Tommy Emmanuel, he's a hero of mine. And she just turned around and she's like, yeah, listen to this, and she just started playing all this Tommy Emmanuel stuff, and then I said to her, can I have the guitar? And then it was a really loud pub, and she just put her ear right beside the guitar, and I played her loads of the guitar stuff, because I play a lot of alternative tunings, and that's what she plays as well. And she really liked it and said, you know, we should hang out. And then she brought me around to her friend's house on the Friday night of the week, and we just hung out all night. And a lot of their community of their friends are big industry people, and they're all and are big Nashville songwriters, and you know, have played with and written for everyone nearly in America. And so I was invited into a really good group, and we're still talking to them, and I think she's sort of taken me on as in a mentor role, kind of, and so we're gonna. She's a really nice woman, and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, and one of the things I think is great, and you know, you're probably not used to it so much, being in company of a lot of people who are of kind of equal talent and intellect. You know, all people who are kind of the same. It's a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
People who all get it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you sit in a bunch of people and half of them are tubes.
Yeah.
You know, you're going, yeah, right. But to be with like-minded people, it's just it's the greatest thing in the world, isn't it?
Just before I went to Nashville, I played with John Oates from Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
And I was backstage with him, and he said, I said, yeah, I'm going to Nashville next week. And he said, you know what? He said, when you come back, you're either going to want to burn your guitar or you're going to want to practice more. Like,
that's right, exactly. I know exactly what he means, because that's the effect it has on you.
I was like, shut up, John. You know, no way. And then I went, and everyone's really good. And
I know.
But it doesn't make you feel bad about yourself. It makes, you know, want to, you know, join them and write with them, and they all have a co-writing thing over there that we don't do over here. They have actual songwriting sessions. They just go in a room, and it's like between 10:30 and 11:30 we're writing together, you know. They have meetings.
Yeah,
it's
people
all
have
about
always done
songwriting
that
together.
I remember talking to Rodney Crowell, people like that. They always did that. They always got together, like, you know, like Townes Van Zandt and all those people. They all got together. Of course, he was an exception. But one of the things I think is great that you're able to meet people like that, you know, at such a young age, you know.
Yeah.
And Nashville, of course, one of the things that always threw me about Nashville, you go into somewhere, some bar or something, you see this guy on stage, and he's playing, he's picking and grinning, you know, and he's fantastic. He's probably the best person you've ever heard doing that. And you look in front of him, and there's a hat. you know, people are throwing money into it. You know, and you go to yourself,
it's all tips.
you know, I mean, that guy is so good, and he's standing there with a hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where are all the bad guys?
We were in a bar on Broadway in Nashville where every single bar on that street has a big window, and you know, a drum kit in the window, and like every bar has a band playing, so which is really intimidating. But we were there at about, I think it was 1 PM in one of the bars, and there was this he must have been, you know, late 50s or something, amazing guitarist using like all the tunings you can think of, and you know, there was no one in the bar, and he was happy enough just sitting there with his tip jar.
I know,
and like he was unbelievable, and we're just sitting there with his wife, and she's showing us like all like his CDs and everything. There's no one in the bar apart from the staff.
That's right. It's like a guy would bum a cigarette off you. You know what I mean? And there he is, and you think he's a genius.
Yeah.
And it's Nashville's kind of like Amsterdam. You know the way the hookers are in the windows in Amsterdam, and the musicians in the windows.
It's the wind.
Anyway, listen, Tom, thanks for coming in. It's a pleasure talking to you as always. And
you too.
My regards to Lucian. Hope she gets well soon, and maybe perhaps the two of you can come in any time at all.
Okay.
Will you do another one for us?
Just got a tune down.
Yeah, go ahead. Are you doing any gigs at all? No?
Just
coming up soon?
Just that concert on the 31st of March.
Where's that?
That one I can't pronounce it. But
I can't pronounce it. That's why I'm asking you.
It's a community centre.
What is it? Andrehad. It's off the Andrehad off the Armour Road.
Yeah.
I see your Irish is just as good as mine. Right. That's the 31st of what?
31st of March.
All right then.
And yeah, that's the only one I can think of. There's one in May, but I think if you just go to our Facebook, it's /Southern Music, or type into Google, "This is Southern," one word.
All right.
Just keep updated with what we're doing.
Okay. All right then.
Okay. This song is called "World Don't Shine."
You've got a complicated tuning and arrangement there, haven't you?
I can give you a lesson sometime.
You shouldn't tune. I would need one. Do you think you tune differently for every song, do you?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks very much, and
no, it's a pleasure.
See you soon.
Okay.
I don't need a do-si-do. I've never been so high and low. I don't need it today. I never need it anyway. And I've been looking all around. I've been told that I've found a new way to discuss all my rhymes. It ain't true, I've just lied. Your world don't shine. Bringing it back to the walls and stones. We're bringing it back to the walls and stones. We're bringing it back to the walls and stones. Bringing it back to, bringing it back to. I've been looking all around. I've been told that I've found a new way to discuss all my rhymes. It ain't true, I've just lied. Your world don't shine. Seems to be another day in a life. You just taking my goals in a different stride. Two parks in a country lane. I'm taking my goals in a different way. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, oh, oh. The
My favorite picture of you is one where you're staring straight into the lens. It's just a Polaroid shot someone took on the spot. No beginning, no end. Just a moment in time, you can't have it back. You never left, but your bags were packed just in case. My favorite picture of you is bent and it's faded and it's pinned to my wall. You were so angry then, it's hard to believe we were lovers at all. There's a fire in your eyes, your heart's on your sleeve, a curse on your lips, but all I can see is beautiful. My favorite picture of you is one where your wings are showing. Your arms are crossed, your fists are clenched, gone but not going. A stand-up angel who won't back down. Nobody's fool and nobody's clown. Smarter than that. My favorite picture of you is one where it hasn't rained yet. As I recall, there came a winter squall. We got soaking wet. 1,000 words in the blink of an eye. The camera loves you, and so do I. Gotcha. My favorite picture of you is one where you're staring straight into the lens.
Right, I don't know who that was, but see, this is good morning, Lynette Fay, and
Hello,
good
Gerry.
and good morning, Ralph McLean. Good
Morning,
how are
Mr.
you?
Henderson.
Indeed. Well, tell me all about these songs. Tell me all about this.
That was a good intro, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'm looking for the piece of paper.
They
I'm looking for the
celebrate
piece of paper.
150 years
songs.
of the Ulster Hall with BBC Radio Ulster's Great Northern Songbook. It's happening on the 22nd of May. It's going to be massive. It's in the Ulster Hall, and it's all about the great songs written in Northern Ireland, great songwriters. There's a whole range of them, 32 to choose from, and we want the public to get involved and choose their favourite songs, basically to be performed on the night by a selection of artists. And I suppose you think all the obvious ones, your Van Morrisons, your Paul Brady's, your Undertones, all these great songs, but there's lots of stuff in there, isn't there, Lynette?
Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Teddy Bear's Picnic, the great Jimmy, yeah.
If you go down to the woods today.
Well, that song didn't make the shortlist, but certainly Jimmy Kennedy did. And there's loads, there's 32 songs on the shortlist, Gerry, compiled by the BBC Radio Ulster specialist music presenters, yourself included.
Yes, I was asked to pick 10.
So
and,
how
I'm
many?
sure
How
you
many?
were too.
How many did you have yours made the shortlist? Did you
Hold on a
count?
second, just let me look.
We've all been
One.
counting to see who has the
One.
most on the shortlist.
People get very obsessed with these things, don't they?
1, 2,
I haven't done it yet.
3. There's about 5 here.
I don't want to break my heart.
That's good going, Gerry.
I threw in a couple of wild cards. Alternative Ulster. Oh, I'd forgotten about that one. Two-Door
You see?
Cinema
Classic,
Club,
yeah.
And that's the thing, I think, looking at this list as well, there's something there for everyone. It's a trip down memory lane for people as well. And then, you've the likes of Two-Door Cinema Club bring it right into the now. And that's what we're going to see on the night. But the most important thing is that the voting starts in about 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes, the countdown is
At
on,
12
Gerry.
o'clock, right?
Yeah.
12 o'clock, yeah.
So,
So people can vote bbc.co.uk/Radio Ulster. So check out the webpage. You find all 32 songs, and it is a massive range of tracks. I'm very pleased to see, as you will be as well, Gerry, that Henry McCulloch's in there with Belfast to Boston, which
Yes.
I think is a masterpiece.
That was one of the ones I picked.
One of the great immigration songs, I think. So did I, so we're united in that one. But it is entirely down to the public. From those 32, they could choose any 10, and then 10 artists on the night have to perform them with the Ulster Orchestra. Now, there's already the likes of Cara Dillon and Brian Kennedy, General Fiasco, The Answer, and more.
Catherine Philippa.
Yeah, Catherine Philippa, and more to come. So it's going to be really interesting. You may say Teenage Kicks makes it, as let's face it, it probably will, I would hope. You might hear it with, say, Cara Dillon and the Ulster Orchestra. It's going to be a different experience on the 22nd of May. Myself and Lynette are hosting the actual gig. So if you can't get tickets, and you can apply for those as well on the BBC website in a couple of weeks' time, from the 30th of March, you can apply for tickets, and then it's a case of if you get lucky and get your tickets, you can come
it's
along.
a
If
random
not,
draw.
tune in and listen to us on the radio. It's the 22nd of May, so it's going to be fun.
No, the people. Sorry, do you know what I'm doing now? I'm looking for a song that you like, Hemingway's Whiskey.
Oh, I love it. You're going to play that for me?
Yeah, I'm going to play that now.
You're
And
well good.
so, can people? Do people have to pick out of the 32 that's presented to them?
Yes, and it's one vote, one person.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right then. So what's the website again?
It's just the main BBC page, isn't it?
bbc.co.uk/Radio Ulster, and voting starts now at 12 o'clock noon.
Okay.
So get voting, because it's really important, Gerry, as well, that everybody gets involved in this. That's what we want. We want to hear from the audience. You know the way people tell you that what they don't like and what they do like in the mornings? That's exactly what we want to hear from regarding this list of songs, the 32 songs that are on the short list as well.
And it may get people angry. People might be like, where's my favourite song? And if that's the
Blame
case,
the presenters, because
blame
it's not
Mr. Anderson. 'cause
People are
he's
angry
wrong.
at me all the time.
You're well used to it.
Lynette, I was talking to Tom Sullivan there, and he's doing a gig in Androchit, and neither of us could pronounce it. Where is it? Well, how do you pronounce it?
It's Androchid. Droichead is being the Irish for bridge, a bridge towards the Irish language, towards culture and arts, and it's an arts centre which is situated down on the Ormer Road, in the Lower Ormer Road, just opposite from UTV on Cook Street. And I have to say, it's a hub of activity culturally and musically as well, Gerry. It's one of the best folk clubs, I'd say, in the country at the minute. Yeah, it's really well renowned. Yeah.
That just reminds me, we had a competition in this programme, but it wasn't a competition, it was a feature in this programme when we had to name popular songs that included an Irish name. And so we had Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Right, we're going to play The Days of Perry Spencer, which I think is in with the shout.
Song.
How do I play that? This is how I play it. Thank you, Ralph McLean and Lynette Fay.
Thank
you. Did you like the intro? It was good, wasn't it?
A tenement, a dirty street, walked and worn by shoeless feet, in silence long and so complete, watched by a shivering sun. Old eyes in a small child's face, watching as the shadows race through walls and cracks and leave no trace, and daylight's brightness shone.
The days of Pearly Spencer, the race is almost run.
Nose pressed hard in frosted glass, gazing as the swollen mass on concrete fields where grows no grass stumbles blindly on. Iron trees smother the air, but withering they stand and stare through eyes that neither know nor care where the grass is gone.
The days of Pearly Spencer, the race is almost run.
Pearly, where's your milk white skin? What's that stubble on your chin? Buried in the rot gut gin, you played and lost, not won. You played the house that can't be beat. Now look, your head's bowed in defeat. You walk too far along the street where only rats can run.
The days of Pearly Spencer, the race is almost run. The days of Pearly Spencer, the race is almost run.
That's David Wink Williams, of course. Days of Pearly Spencer. I'm sure that'll be one of the songs that's picked. Some people are writing in, what's the name of the singer on the Gerry Anderson programme? He's brilliant. Yes, his name is Tom Sullivan, and he's just gone, and he's brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to hear a lot more about him. Only a young guy, 21 years old. Some other messages here. Happy 65th birthday. Sorry, it's happy 65th wedding anniversary tomorrow to May and Jim Allen in Lisburn from their son and daughter-in-law Hilary and Norma Allen. And could I please wish Zilla Brown a very happy Mother's Day. She once worked with the BBC. You may remember her. I remember nobody. She always listens to your show and thinks, oh, she enjoys the programme. She's one in a million and brightens up everyone she meets, unlike yourself. Thank you. People have had to have their shoelaces confiscated after crossing your path. I don't know what that means. A cruel thing to say, I imagine it probably is. Would you please play something for Arthur McNally, Big 6-0 on Sunday from the rest of the MCs in Dungannon? Well, here's a wee bit of Henry McCullough. I love this album.
I'll buy you a diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. Got a lot to give to make you feel alright. And I don't care too much for money. Money can buy me love. I'll give you all I've got to give if you say you love me too. I may not have a lot to give, but what I got I'll give to you. And I don't care too much for money. Money can buy me love. Everybody tells me so. Can buy me love. No, 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 no. Say you don't need no diamond ring, and I'll be satisfied. Tell me that you want the kind of things that money just can't buy. And I don't care too much for money. Money can buy me love.
Henry McCullough, money. Happy St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Drink sensibly and drink often. Back on Monday.